strategy is very, very clear, and you've heard today that we are planning to invest in a portfolio of 15 new portfolio items, ranging from WAN acceleration, hosted voice, hosted CRM, security management, more NNIs, stronger MPLS, rolling out Ethernet across the region. So that is following our multinationals who are investing in places like Japan, and the Japanese multinationals are investing outside across the globe. So our first strategy is to ensure that companies, like the credit card company, JCB, wherever they are in the world, we provide the same portfolio. And what we'd like to do is number one is to ensure that all of those capabilities are available in the Japan market. So that's the first part of the strategy. You can't talk about emerging multinationals when it comes to Japan because they're already emerged. Japanese companies already, global companies. Obviously, it's the hugely successful economy from a technology perspective. So we will be, now what are we providing? We're providing, our focus is on providing managed services, and I think the Japanese market is changing, which is good. And instead of being a product-based environment where you're just buying, circuits or small circuits on a do-it-yourself basis, that organizations are changing to provide and buy a managed environment. So that managed environment could look like this. It could be a right financial model. It could be a financial model linked to utility-based pricing. It could have end-to-end operational improvement. It could be managing one service architecture for a network and associated services around it across the world. It could be managing the asset base online. It could be providing the right customer service and the right innovation technologies. It's quite interesting that you probably know that Hitachi are now selling our trading colors, our financial.
Hitachi is
selling our trading platform in Japan, which I think is very, very successful for us. And it's getting the right go-to-market and wrapping that into a service. So our strategy in Japan is solid. It's also there to, as companies invest in Japan, we're there to offer the same capability. One of the things in Japan has also been about, have you got a strong enough service model, which is why one of our service offerings is the joint service offering with KDDI. We also have an indirect go-to-market strategy in addition to our direct strategy in Japan, where KDDI...
I have to translate at one point.
I'll just finish this. Okay. Where KDDI also resell our services. NTT, we've just forming a relationship there in terms of working together for certain circuits in places like Eastern Europe, etc. So, I think it's a very sound strategy in Japan, and I think it'll be a very successful strategy. I think it's very simple. I think, with the advent 2 years ago of, the financial challenges that the world has had, organizations realize that whether it be banking or logistics or CPG, that they want to focus on their core business. And the core business of the bank is doing banking things, and the core business of CPG is to manufacture things. The core business for BT is to provide network and IT services, and so they're buying the core business of what we offer rather than trying to develop it themselves. I think also that the technology is going so fast. As I said, when I talked earlier on, everyone seems to be buying iPads, or technology and access, and it's going so fast today that it's very difficult for companies to keep up with the speed unless they're a specialist company. We can keep up with the speed. I think it's very, very interesting. I mean, in terms of our investments, it's over 4 areas. I think delivery excellence is very, very important. So that's the process of the execution in delivery, the ability to deliver right first time every time is there, the ability to turn around quotations very fast, the ability to build transition and transformational type programs, very important. That's number 1. Number 2, I've talked about the portfolio rollouts and rolling out of the whole portfolio piece is important. I talked earlier on about talent and bringing stronger talent into our business, and that's where I think the link to our verticalization strategy, which is brand new, which is looking at financial services as a vertical, CPG, logistics, and pharmaceuticals. I think where we're investing will be in the professional services piece. I think my strong belief in Japan is change management between current state and future state on programs is very, very important. I also know it's about in building solutions, you need to go 1 inch wide and 1 mile deep, and the professional services capability and our broadening of that capability, I think in Japan will strengthen our services model, and that will be very much not just the portfolio investment, but it will be the focus on verticalization. I think will enable Japan to be very much part of the success model. It's going to be driven very much by customer demand. So our core objective is obviously to drive our sales opportunities, and where the opportunities arise in Japan, we'll invest people in Japan. Where they arise in China, we'll invest in China. So it's very much driven by customer demand.